Yesterday, I talked to you about changing that question that has killed so many people's dreams. And the question is none other than what will people say? What will people think? And shift the focus to God instead, the one who is calling you to do whatever He is calling you to do. And ask yourself, what will God say? What will God say when I do this? What will God say when I don't do this? Today, I'd like to talk more about focusing on God, on that part of focusing on God. And I'm reminded of a story of this woman who is called Hannah, and Hannah was barren. God had not opened her womb for a very long time, and for years she was married to someone who had two wives, and her, can I call her a co-wife? I don't know if she was the first or the second wife, but I'm going to assume the second wife because they are the ones who are more dramatic. Who was called Peninah. Peninah would taunt her, would mock her years and years, like, oh, you don't have a child of your own. Peninah had children of her own, and she would taunt her, mock her, and Peninah would be not Peninah, and Hannah would be so disturbed, distressed, frustrated because of what Peninah was saying to her. Until this one time, she went to the temple and prayed. And she said, you know what, God? I'm paraphrasing. I don't think this is exactly what she said, but let's just say she decided to shift her focus on God instead, focusing on prayer instead of listening to the co-wife, Peninah. And later on, God answered her prayer and she was blessed with a baby boy named Samuel, who, in fact, while she was praying, she promised God that I will give this son to you to be raised in the temple, meaning basically she was giving up her son to be a servant of God. So after weaning her of breastfeeding, she would eventually take her son to the temple where she would be raised to become a priest. Actually, Samuel was later a prophet, but I'm assuming he was also raised to be a priest. Not sure about that. So still a lot of things that I am learning as well in the Bible. And as you can see, this is what my pastor likes to say. Do we have a record of the names of Peninah's son? No. Do we know what their names were? No, we don't. But the son who Hannah had to wait for a very long time, who she had to shift her focus on God so that she can get that miracle of a child, is the one that we know. He has written two books, I believe. First Samuel, Second Samuel. I'm not sure if he also wrote the book of First and Second Kings. But as you can tell, when you shift your focus to God instead of focusing on other people's opinion, you're going to win. You're going to succeed. The reward for focusing on God rather than on focusing on people's opinions is way bigger. And that is why I say stop focusing on what will people say, what will people think. People are entitled to say anything they want to say because they have a mouth to speak. In Swahili we have this saying, watu watasema mwisho wake watachoka watalala. It translates to people will speak and speak and speak, eventually they'll get tired and they'll go to sleep. Because guess what, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, at night, someone doesn't think like, hey, so and so, who does she think she is? I mean, unless people who truly have issues, most people are just trying to figure out, fight for their lives. Yes, they might taunt you for a while, but people have their own issues to care about than care about if you're doing what God is calling you to do and who do you think you are. They might say that for some time, but trust me, out of 24 hours, they're not thinking about you the whole time. So that is why I'm saying shift your focus on God. And when you shift your focus from people's opinions to what God is calling you to do, God is directing you to do, instructing you to do, you are going to get a big reward. The satisfaction that comes from looking at God. And you know what? When you look at God, when you focus on God, you stop focusing on the challenge, on the problem. That's one. Two, you will succeed. Three, the reward for the success is like what we are seeing, the fact that we don't have a record of the names of Peninah's children, but we know who Hannah's child was and the impact that he had in the biblical times, even in the Word of God. So shift your focus from people to God. Okay? Today's day 36. Today's 36 of my one video a day for the rest of the year challenge. And so far, yeah, we're pushing through. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this with someone who you know for a fact needs to hear this message. And take care. Have a wonderful day. And bye.